Ruth always told me to be myself, and she was always there for me.
To me, she was always just my sister, and she was the most important person in the world to me from, well, I guess from birth up until the end.
I would describe her as one of the best mums. She's very kind and she's funny. She was really good at hugs and she made everyone nice and happy.
Ruth was a woman of great integrity and wisdom. As her husband, the thing I miss the most is her love and her care and her kindness. I met my wife Ruth in the late 90s in Canterbury. Met in my first week as soon as I arrived at college. We became friends straight away and were married only a couple of years after that. We've got 2 boys, Nathan and Asher, and moved back to where I grew up in South London. Mordon's a great place to live. It's just an amazing outdoor space that goes on and on and on, and you can walk for miles and you'd never know you were in London. Ruth and I had run a recording studio in Merton. That was our business. Right, in between the stair in here, could you wash your hands and then put your fingers in there and just smudge butter all over?
Okay. Daddy, is that enough? I feel like that's working.
Correct. No, that's absolutely, make sure it goes right up to the edges. I can see a few corners where it's not. Ruth and I were very much involved in the community and involved in our small business, and we'd noticed Ruth's health. She wasn't quite sure, we couldn't put our finger on what was wrong, and she went for a checkup at the hospital just to get the results of a few tests she'd had to try and get to the bottom of what was going on. She rang to say they've said that the diagnosis isn't good and that she's got stage 4 non-Hodgkin lymphoma, a very serious blood cancer. It's nearly there now. You can start getting if your fingers are clean, make sure all the raisins are broken up individually so we don't get any clumps. Prior to Ruth's diagnosis a year ago, she was training with Jigsaw for You, a local charity that work with bereaved children. And unbelievably, that charity are now working with my 2 boys. We made the conscious decision that this is a journey as a family we're all going to need to be on. So we got our 2 boys in and we explained to them that Mummy's health isn't good and she's going to have some treatment, and it's starting very, very soon. Keep going, Ashley. You need more. Yeah.
Oh, not all of them because it might be too much.
Yeah, just until Nathan says stop.
Pour faster, 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 faster. Stop soon. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
So the treatment was intense, and Ruth beautifully coped and taught us so much about patience and resilience on the way. And there was the last time we took her, and all ready to go with the final round, and they just announced that unfortunately it wasn't working and that there was nothing more they could do.
That's enough.
More!
No, you need to
That'll do
stop.
for now. Just get those 30. We had to take that news to her family and to my 2 boys. And because we'd told them everything on the way, we wanted to make sure that this crucial part of the journey, they knew straight away. Their mum, their daughter, had 4 weeks to live. Right, pour some more in.
Don't eat any. Just one. Just testing.
When Ruth passed away, the house became a very different place. It went from being a bright, vibrant family house to a house with 3 boys in it.
Hello.
Yo!
You're right, Matt.
Alright. How you doing?
Thank you.
Ruth has 3 brothers. Her youngest, Matt, telling him was particularly hard. We'd had a strong relationship with Matt throughout the whole time I'd known Ruth. I remember when he was 9 and I'd first met Ruth. I used to pick him up from school some days.
I'm her little brother. She was my big sister. I knew about all the great qualities that she had as a mother, as a friend, as a teacher, as a kind of a counsellor, I suppose, to people. But yeah, it was really warming to see that she played that big sister role to so many other people as well.
That was me. Randomly.
Yeah, that's the house.
It's on the train.
Oh, nice.
That's on Snowden, I think.
Who's she or she doing?
I don't know.
Don't know. Teaching how to shoot a crossbow. Oh, you look like your dad there, Nate. How'd you say that?
Yeah, 3 rooms, but they're all quite big.
Alright.
3 massive rooms.
Yeah, except for the kitchen. The kitchen was quite
The
small.
toilet was tiny, that wasn't one of them.
Tiny and outside.
Yeah.
Oh, right, picture it, matches that. Aw, that looks fun.
The day of the funeral was a day of the community coming together, and we had 2 overflows to the main room and hosts in those rooms to make people feel welcome. And it was a sense of the whole community coming together. There were people from all walks of life. There was a tree that was put up in the middle where anyone could write a little note, and it took me several months to be able to read those notes that were given to us in a little box. And some of them were stories that I never knew of people Ruth had mentored, including one, a young lad who had been suicidal and now knows that he is free from those fearful thoughts because of his time spent with Ruth. And so her impact continues.
So Ruth has been a part of my life since I was a baby, and I grew up with her, and in the last recent years she was a mentor figure to me. My career started off in John and Ruth's studio where I just did a singing lesson.
There was one particular conversation where Ruth had mentioned a song that was one of her favourites, and a few people dived in saying, "Oh, we should all record that as all your friends and family." And Ruth said, "Go for it." And that then turned into what became this charity single that came out of nowhere, raising money for the very charity that Ruth had originally been training to be a mentor for.
When we first recorded it, it was hard, but there was just a sense of doing Ruth proud. yesterday. Man said to me, how can you smile when your world is crumbling down? I said, here's my secret. When I wanna cry, I take a look around and I see that I'm getting by, and I'll hold on. The change is coming. Hold on. Don't worry about a thing. Hold on. You can make it. Hold on. Everything will be alright. Some people like to worry. Some people like to hide. Some people like to run away from the pain inside. Now it's your business to do whatever you want to do. And if it don't work out, here's the thing that you ought to do. Just hold on. The change is coming. Hold on. Don't you worry about a thing. Hold on. You can make it. Hold on. Don't give up. Just keep strong. Keep your faith and hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. You can make it. Hold on. Everything will be alright.
Recording a song wasn't too much of a challenge. Our surprise came when Asher, our youngest son's dance group, decided to pull together and record a video for the song. How they did it, I don't know.
So I played congas and helped Asher, who played the winter, and our school sang for the chorus, I think, some parts of the chorus.
Some people like to run away from the pain inside. Now it's your business. Do whatever you want to do.
In the video you can see the community coming together, and you really tangibly sense the joy that Ruth brought to so many people. She made the world a much brighter place.